Alright, hello everyone, welcome to the video now. In this video, I just want to make a quick video today about, so I just want to talk about the thing. So, I think the time has come, to maybe go back to doing school bus stuff. But, there are some things that I don't think is a good idea to go back to that. And here is why. So, number one, when I used to be doing that stuff a while before I started doing truck stuff, back when I started, it was recording the buses at school, getting other students on camera. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Well, I didn't get too many of them, but not a lot. Now, when it comes to that was not nice. I haven't had anyone warn me about it. Nope. And I don't think I ever will now, because if I decide to, well, I'll get more into that later in the video, but yeah, you know what I mean. And second of all, when it came to going down the streets looking for buses, I would always have my camera on me as well, and like try not to be in obvious places. So yeah, that's why that's another reason why I stopped there, because yeah, if that makes sense, that's another reason why I had to stop there, because it would, you know, it would really scare me. And yeah, if they found me on social media or something like that, yeah. But however, yeah, that's all I have to say. It's just, yeah. Now what else? Now, the one time when it comes to going to the bus yard, now that's fine if you film videos at the bus yard or taking pictures, but the first time I was at like First Student or something, one time I didn't know I was not allowed to go on to the buses without permission. Not without permission, but I didn't know it was a bad thing to go on the buses without one of the people at the yard knowing about it. So, and then here's a little story. So one time while I was filming, I was trying to do a third video, and then I went on bus 130405, which is a 2013 Thomas C2. I went on it, and then what happened next was, well, a couple seconds after I got on the bus, and then what happened was, I'm just showing everything off. Now, and then it had a motion sensor, right? Like a theft mate. I'll tell you guys what a theft mate is later on in the video as well. But what that did is, so when a couple seconds after I got on, I hear the hydraulic brake pump go off. And then, like, in a matter of, like, 2 seconds, I tripped the motion sensor. And I mean the theft mate by that. Now, don't just say a theft mate is a child checkmate system, because it really isn't. I'll tell you what a theft mate is later in the video. And yeah. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Yeah, all that. So, now, from now on, there's going to be some disclaimers on my videos as well. So, I know that Big John had mentioned this as well in one of his videos, like maybe where Clawboss got fired or something. But, now, just so everyone knows, I'm gonna add to what I'm gonna put the same with what he said, like there. So, along with some other stuff. Now, if you're at the lot, like, it's okay to look at the buses, but just don't go inside of them, don't touch anything, don't open the hood or something without anyone over there knowing, because you don't know what could happen when you're doing that. You could like if you're at First Student when you're doing that, and then you don't know which buses have motion sensors on them, because I think it's only First Student that has motion sensors on some of their buses, like 130405. But yeah, but just don't go inside the buses without anyone knowing, because you don't know what could happen. You could set the horn off. Yeah, like when you set off the theft mate alarm, which is also connected to the horn, by the way, and you're probably going to set the alarm off if you don't get out of the bus quick enough. Now, with that being said, now I'll go ahead and I'll tell you guys why you shouldn't even record buses at school and recording them going down the streets. Now, don't do that without other people, without the drivers. Now, when it comes to, well, I should say that. So when it comes to recording them doing a stops or something going down the street, don't do that without the driver's consent or the bus companies, because that is illegal, and that could get you and your parents in a lot of trouble. Mostly your parents, because if they don't know about this, then they're the ones that get in trouble, not you. Well, they have to pass the trouble on to you as well. So you're in just as much trouble as they are. So, yeah, now me and John, we're not saying this just to be rude. We're trying to help you understand. So, yeah, and if you don't believe us, then, well, I'll get to that later in the video. But now, when it comes to doing it at school, don't do that without the students or teachers' consent. And again, don't do that without the bus driver's consent. Because, again, it's also illegal to do that at school as well. Because if you get, like, the name of it or something, then that's a big problem. Like, people could look it up on the internet of any app or something, like... Hold on a second. Now, like, sorry about that. But, like, as I said, now... Again, it's illegal to do that without their consent. So, and if you're doing that, then maybe then you better know how to blur things. Because, like, of course I do, you can see right up there, like, that blur thing that's right up there. Of course, I know how to do that. And I'll teach you guys how to do that in a separate video. But, anyway. Now, the reason, now, as John mentioned about not going inside of buses or at least touching them no matter where, like don't, like, even the back of them, like, don't touch the emergency exit as well, like, don't open it. Yeah, we're not saying this just to be rude. We're trying to help you understand, like, because if you do it, you don't know what could happen. Like, if you go inside the bus, like, if you're at first student and you're going inside a bus, like, it could have a motion sensor in it, I mean a theft mate. And now, basically, what that is it's some type of motion sensor. Like, hold on a second. It could be, like, maybe right up here. Or right on this side. You don't know where it would be. Now, so, yeah, so don't go on the bus without anyone knowing and without their permission. Because you don't know what could happen. Like, you could set that off, or you could set the alarm off. Like, you could set the horn off. Now... yeah. So, here's a little story for you guys. So, the first time I was at First Student, when I went on 130405, when I tripped the motion sensor, I had to quickly run out, and then, surprisingly, the horn didn't go off. But, and that's a good sign, right? Because then, if the horn didn't go off, then that's a good thing, right? Because you don't want the horn to go off when you trip something. Well, when you trip any buses of any kind. Now, and what that actually does is when you walk in and the bus isn't set to charter mode, and what charter mode actually does is it disables the motion sensor, meaning no matter what gets on the bus, it won't go off. But if it is not set in charter mode, and if you do go on the bus, it'll do a bunch of beeping, and then the computer will tell you to get off the bus or something. Now, and so it doesn't matter if it's a police officer, a bus driver, or maybe an employee of any kind that works at the bus. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's an animal or any kind. It can still go off if you don't have the keys on you. Now, just to be clear, the keys are not like a normal car, right? So, like, this is a push button. And, yeah, that's why this isn't a key. But when it comes to school buses, they don't have that. You have to put the key into, like, a little key slot to open the door, like you would on an old-fashioned car, like from the 80s or something like that. And, yeah. But, yeah, if you ever do trip a motion sensor, just don't touch the key. Just go find someone and they can help you, right? Like, I know, like, the time when I did it, I didn't touch the keys. I just quickly ran out of the bus to go find someone, and they were nice enough that they helped us disable it. So, yeah. And if that ever does happen, then just go find someone, and they can help you. Like, honestly, yeah. Like, I know. Yeah, and as I said about Big John or something, yeah. As we said, we're not trying to hurt you or be mean to you or to kill your dreams. We're trying to help you. Like, yeah. Because we both understand that, when it comes to, going inside, yeah, when it comes to that, we know, yeah, like me and Mr. John, we know all the tricks when it comes to first student or something like that. And, yeah. Now, I hope you guys, now, if you guys didn't understand what I mentioned there, or if you don't believe me, then fine, just go ahead and do it and see what happens. You could get into a lot of trouble. You don't know what could happen. If you go inside there, you don't know what could happen. So, it is what it is. Hold on. Now, yeah, we're not saying this to be rude. We're trying to help you. We're doing this just to help you guys understand, right? Cuz buses are big vehicles, and they're nothing like a small SUV or a truck or something, like a pickup truck, like this right here, like what I'm in right now. You don't know what could happen. So, just please, guys, please respect that, what we just said there. So, yeah. And again, me and John are nice people. Yeah. Now, and here's a little story for you guys. So, back in the day, I think I had John like once or twice maybe as my school bus driver when he still used to be a bus driver, but he's not anymore. We had him once. Well, yeah, I did is what I meant, not we, but I have had him once or twice, I should say. But yeah. Now he was, and to me, all the times I had him, he was an absolutely awesome bus driver. Yeah, and he tries to be, exactly. Like as he mentioned in one of the videos before, he always tries to be awesome. So, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys understand why it's a bad thing. Now, actually, no, before I go, I just want to say that if I decide that I'm gonna come back, then there won't be any more at school recording or something, or down the street going in buses or something, like videos or something. Because, as I mentioned earlier in the video, it is illegal to do that without the bus driver's consent and the company's consent. So, yeah, definitely don't do that without their consent. Because if you do, you and your parents could get into a lot of trouble for that. And I mean a lot of trouble. Right? Now, yeah, so now before I go, let's just say, but yeah, like I said, if I'm gonna come back, there won't be any more going down the street videos of buses or something, or at school or something. And, yeah, there won't be any more of any kind when they're not around. When the bus driver isn't around, there won't be any of that. Now, and yeah, there won't be any of them doing stops as well. So from now on, if I decide to come back, I'm only going to be doing videos and only take pictures at the yard. So, yeah, and I highly suggest that you guys do the same thing as well. And as long as the people at the yard are okay with you going inside the buses, and if they're okay with you starting them. But now when it comes to over here, the company has to know you completely, and you have to know everyone there before you can do any of that. So just be careful with that, and don't go in without their consent or their permission, is what I mean, because you could get into trouble as well. You don't know what could happen. But, yeah, with that being said, anyway, that being said, yeah, just depends on how you are. If you have a parent or something that is actually a school bus driver, then your mom or something, or your dad would be okay with that, I think, to let you, otherwise, if the company is able to let them, well, if that's allowed. But when it comes to over here, you have to know everyone in order to do that. So, like, to start the bus or something like that. Now, yeah, that's all I just want to say. But yeah, from now on, there won't be any more of what I just said. There's just going to be videos and pictures of buses at the yard from now on, of both Roxborough Bus Lines and First Student. So, yeah. Alright, and there won't be any others, but, yeah. Those are the only two companies I'm going to be focusing on from now on if I decide to come back. Now, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to come back, but if I decide to, then and if I decide to, then yeah. Yeah, if I decide to, then I'm not going to do any videos or something of them going outside. If I decide to come back, then that's how it's gonna be. I'm just gonna do videos at the yard. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys understand, and hopefully you guys know why it's important that you don't go on a bus or something, or at least touch it without the company's consent or something. I hope you guys understand why it's a bad thing to do that, especially at First Student, where some of them have, like, motion sensors or something like that. And, yeah, that concludes it for this video. I just wanted to make a video saying that I may even come back, but it's a really small chance. I may just even stick with buses or something. Well, no, not buses, but trucks. I'm still retired from that, but I'm not sure if I want to come back. But with that all being said, I'll think about it more for a couple more weeks. But if I decide to come back, then I definitely won't be uploading much, because I won't be going outside all the time just to film other buses going down the streets or something. Now, yeah. See you guys next time. Morris Carlson.